Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Welcome to the programme, Ralph McAlister. Good morning to you, sir.
Just made the coffee, so I'll sip it while we talk.
Excellent, excellent. So have I, as it turns out, so we can do it mutually, virtually, joined together in this magical network called radio. And you've got another magical book. I understand you're quite keen about this one, sir.
Yes, I am. It's a first novel. It's by a young woman, Irish woman called Anne Griffin, and it's called When All Is Said. And of course, you'd probably want to conclude All Is Said and Done, but the title is When All Is Said. Edward VIII was famous for being a sort of egocentric creature, and when they were minting the sovereign coin, he insisted on breaking protocol and choosing the other side of his face because he felt the left side was much better looking.
Oh, I see. Is it traditional to have the right side, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They got round to the abdication, and so the coins were never actually seriously produced, except for about 6 of them. One of them ended up, for some reason, in Ireland, and the story begins with a very old man like me starting to talk about his life. And he has stolen, when he was a child, he stole that sovereign, one of the very precious. He didn't know that, and he hid it for many, many years. And so the novel begins with that particular piece of history. But what he's doing, Morris, is at 84, he's sitting in a bar in an old pub which used to belong to the people who owned the sovereign, and he's lining up 5 drinks, and he has a toast for each one on his own, but the 5 toasts are about his background, and the first one goes to his elder brother Tony, whom he adored and who died of consumption at an early age. Then there's Molly, who was a stillborn, and that's the second toast. And the third is to his sister-in-law, Noreen, who is suffering from something and so is committed to an asylum. And he's still with me. The fourth
yes, I am. Yes, I'm just waiting waiting until his tongue is sufficiently loosened when he lets out the story about the sovereign.
That's right. That's right. Well, it took a while, but it came out later.
Yes.
But then the fourth story it was sent to his surviving son, Kevin, who is in America, is just about to come back to visit Morris, who's going to shift into an old people's home. That's a brief summary, but it's an absolutely shimmering novel based on truth, and it just reduced me to all sorts of awarenesses about old age and happiness and joyful and sadness. And it's, for a first novel, John, it's just quite remarkable. And one of the people who supported Anne Griffin, the author, was John Boyne, the wonderful Australian author of The Boy with Striped Pyjamas and other ones, So I would recommend this to anybody, really.
Excellent. Do we know how old Anne is?
I think she's in her 30s.
Wow.
Looking at the photograph, but she's certainly not. She's not, not very old at all.
So she's wise beyond her years in that case, isn't she?
Well, there seem to be more and more young people doing more and more wonderful things in the novel world. And next week I might talk about another looking back at the past with another older man, and that's another one that hasn't been published yet. Luckily, Paper Plus gave me a proof copy, and I'll talk about that next week. But in the meantime, if you can get a hold of When All Is Said by Anne Griffin, I can assure you that you'll like it very much.
I thank you, Ralph. That has been a great pleasure. I have made the suitable notes. It really does appeal to me. Thank you so much for joining us, sir, and we look forward to next time.
And I'll have my coffee now. Is that
excellent?
Right?
And absolutely, sir. Enjoy your caffeine. That is Ralph McAlister here on Beach FM 106.3.
106.3 Beach FM.